There was a young man who avoided mirrors, not because he hated his face, but because every time he looked, he saw someone he didn't recognize. Someone weak, someone lost, someone pretending. And that truth was too painful to face. His name was Kevin, 24 years old, living in a small apartment, working a job he didn't care about. Every morning, he woke up with the same heavy feeling in his chest, like something was wrong, but he couldn't name it. He scrolled through his phone for hours, watched others succeed, felt jealous, felt stuck. He made plans every weekend. I'll start tomorrow, I'll change next week. But tomorrow never came. His friends thought he was fine. His family thought he was just figuring things out. But Kevin knew the truth. He was lying to everyone, including himself. He wasn't figuring anything out. He was hiding from effort, hiding from failure, hiding from the person he was supposed to become. And the worst part? He had started to accept it. One evening, Kevin came home exhausted, not from work, but from pretending. Pretending to be okay, pretending to have direction, pretending he didn't feel empty inside. He threw his bag on the floor, walked to the bathroom, turned on the light, and there it was, the mirror. He stopped. For weeks, maybe months, he had avoided really looking at himself. He would glance, comb his hair, leave, but tonight, something made him stop. He stared, and for the first time in a long time, he didn't look away. The face staring back at him wasn't a stranger. It was him. But it wasn't the him he wanted to be. It was tired, dull, defeated. His eyes had no fire, his posture was weak, his expression numb. He whispered to himself, "Who are you?" And the silence that followed cut deeper than any answer could. Kevin stood there for what felt like forever. Then, slowly, he spoke again. "I know who you are. You're the guy who talks big but does nothing. You're the one who makes excuses every single day. You say you're tired, but you haven't even tried. You say you'll start tomorrow, but you've been saying that for years." His voice cracked. "You're not lost. You're just scared. Scared of failing, scared of being judged, scared of finding out you're not as special as you thought." The mirror didn't lie. It didn't comfort him, it didn't make excuses for him, it just reflected the truth. And in that moment, Kevin realized something powerful. The person he was running from wasn't the world, it was himself. He had been so busy avoiding his reflection, he forgot he had the power to change it. That night, Kevin didn't sleep much, but it wasn't the usual restless sleep. It was different. Something inside him had shifted. The next morning, he woke up early, not because he felt motivated, but because he made a decision. He looked in the mirror again. This time, he didn't whisper, he said it clearly. "I'm done pretending. I'm done waiting for the perfect moment. I'm done being the weak version of myself." He didn't make big promises. He didn't write down huge goals. He just did one thing. He went for a run, just 15 minutes. And he came back, showered, sat down, worked on something he'd been avoiding for months. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't life-changing, but it was real. And for the first time in years, he felt alive. Days turned into weeks. The mirror stopped being his enemy, it became his reminder. Every morning he would look, not to judge, but to check in. Am I showing up today, or am I hiding again? Some days were hard, some days he failed, but he never lied to himself again. See, most people think the problem is the world, the job, the people, the circumstances. But the real battle, it's with the person in the mirror. Because you can lie to everyone, but you can't lie to your reflection. Your reflection knows when you're pretending. It knows when you're avoiding, when you're making excuses, when you're settling. And the moment you stop running from that truth, that's when everything changes. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to be honest. Honest about who you are, honest about who you're not, honest about who you want to become. Because discipline isn't built by motivation. It's built by looking yourself in the eye and choosing to show up anyway. Kevin isn't special. He's just a guy who stopped lying. And if he can do it, so can you. So tonight, before you sleep, go stand in front of a mirror. Look at yourself, really look, and ask, am I becoming who I want to be, or am I just surviving? Your reflection will tell you the truth. The question is, are you ready to listen? If this story touched you, hit like, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more stories that speak to your soul. Because the journey starts when you stop avoiding the mirror.